represents a trend that speaks to the need for market integration, harmonized regulation, and interoperability between exchanges. As we move forward, it is imperative that we continue to foster collaboration across borders to make these listings more seamless and more attractive. I want to speak about the third thing, which is the benefits of capital markets to economies. Capital markets are a thriving force behind economic development. They provide business with the means to raise capital for expansion, for job creation, and even for innovation. Our entrepreneurs and innovators need the support and confidence that only a robust capital market can provide. As we look to the future, let us continue to work together to ensure that capital markets remain a catalyst for economic growth across our continent. The trends in this domain highlight the emergence of impact investing and the importance of financial inclusion. There is a growing recognition that our markets can be a force for good, not just in terms of returns, but in promoting social and economic well-being. This is an exciting shift in perspective, one that we should encourage and embrace. In other words, I'm saying what the capital markets will be doing is not just about the trading, it goes beyond trading numbers. It goes to the realm of enhancing development and social good and creating inclusivity. What a single person or a single company or a single country cannot achieve, we can achieve collectively. And that is what this brings. It brings a society coming together, creating financial inclusion, and making sure that everybody can tap into the good that exists within us. Of course, the final issue I want to have a conversation about is ESG, which is now common to all of us. We now know about environmental sustainability. We know about that we are beyond all these hard facts. We are social human beings. And to be able to move forward, people are continuously now interested in governance. How transparent are we? How accountable are we? Is what we are doing making impact? Or are these just cold numbers and statistics? Good governance is the foundation of any capital market. Strong corporate governance practices enhance investor confidence and protect the interests of all stakeholders, including the small ones. Furthermore, the growing importance of environmental, social, and governance factors cannot be overstated. These considerations are not only important for ethical reasons, but are becoming vital criteria for investment decisions. Let us continue to promote transparency, accountability, and responsible corporate citizenship across all markets. The trends in governance and ESG reflect a global shift towards more responsible investment practices. Investors, both institutional and individual, are increasingly conscious of the impact of their investments and what impact it has on people and globally. This trend presents an opportunity for African capital markets to position themselves as leaders in sustainable and responsible investing. Let me finally close with one item about climate financing. I was, 2 days ago, I was addressing the EU Parliament on where fate has put us. And it is very interesting that fate has a way of equalizing fortunes. While Africa supported the industrialization of Europe. We gave them all the raw materials they needed, and we bought all the industrial products they manufactured. Now it is their turn. And I was telling them that there is something lawyers call quid pro quo. I don't know exactly what it means, but I know it means something to the extent that we should even out issues, right? So we now have an opportunity, and I want to persuade you, good people, that as leadership in this continent, and when I say leadership, I mean leadership at every level, it's now our turn to position ourselves appropriately. We must get away from the victim corner. We must now position ourselves to the opportunities that exist in the new economic setup. Today, we have assets as a continent, very important assets. We have 60% of the world's renewable energy resources. We have 40% of the world's critical mineral resources. We have 65% of the world's uncultivated arable land. We have the world's largest workforce. And more importantly, we have the world's largest natural resources. We cannot, therefore, position ourselves as a desperate continent with the kind of potential that we have. What we need to do is to position these assets appropriately and work with the rest of the world to even out issues. It is no longer possible to drive the world using fossil fuel resources. Renewable energy is the bullet this time around. And by God's grace, we have the largest resources in that area. And therefore, I was asking Europe, the same way we gave you our raw materials and bought your finished products, it is your turn to provide the capital, which we together developed, because our resources, our raw materials helped develop capital in Europe. And because of the opportunity Europe had to develop all this, they also developed technology using our raw materials, and we supported them by buying their products. So it is now time for them to bring the technology, which we together developed, and the capital, which we together developed, so that we can unlock the potential that exists in our continent and provide them with green products and provide them with an opportunity for us to create opportunities for employment in our own countries so that we avoid negative migration. People going as refugees and all manner of things. It is not something as Africans we are proud of. We're very proud people. We want to work at home. We want opportunities. All these young people in rickety boats going to Europe is because they are looking for opportunity. We can create those opportunities here at home, and that is what we want to do. And a stock exchange becomes a very important instrument of making sure that resources can be agile. We can make it much more easy for resources to flow from one place to another. In the face of a rapidly changing climate, it is our duty to channel resources towards sustainable and climate-resilient investment. Many people are wondering why we are pushing this agenda of climate change. It is because therein lies the opportunity for Africa. thank God that fossil fuels brought a problem to the world so that we can look at the opportunities that exist in our continent. If there was no trouble with climate change, nobody would want to think about renewable energy. But now that we are all in trouble and nobody is safe, the North is not safe, the South is not safe, East is not anywhere away from this trouble, neither is the West. So we are all in one place. You know, this climate change has levelized all of us. There is no more developing versus developed. We are all facing climate change the same way. And so we have to find a solution together. And that is why we have said we are not going to continue the finger pointing. We don't want to blame game. We don't want North versus South. We must do this together as humanity. The capital markets can be a force of good in this regard by developing innovative financial products that support climate finance. We can contribute a greener, a more sustainable future using our stock exchanges. The time for action, good people, is now. And I urge all market participants to play their part in fostering climate-conscious investments. I want to repeat this. It is very important that you know the opportunity that exists in climate financing. There is a very big opportunity. You must leverage on it to grow our stock exchanges. The trend of climate financing is not just a moral imperative, but also an economic opportunity. As the world shifts towards more sustainable practices, investors and businesses will increasingly seek green investment opportunities. African capital markets have the potential to play a significant role in channeling funds into projects that combat climate change and promote environmental sustainability. If you didn't hear anything of my statement, please, just this paragraph is enough for you. You know, just see the opportunity therein. As we have this conversation globally, and that is why even we have the COP28, as we have this global conversation, know that the opportunity exists and you are at the intersection of that opportunity. As government, finally, we will do our part. In the context of all these trends, it is vital for governments to actively support the growth and development of capital markets. And as I told you in Kenya, I have promised the capital markets here that we will reorganize the law. The law gave us problems. We have now sorted out the law. We have identified the first 35 companies that we are going to offer to the private sector. We have close to another 100 that we are working with our financial advisors on what to do and what portions to let out. For example, we have very otherwise would be lucrative companies, but they are trapped in government bureaucracy when the services they are offering can actually be better offered by the private sector. So we will make these opportunities available, and I want to tell our Kenyan private sector, the public, that opportunity is coming for them to be part of the cake that we have all baked as Kenyans by being part owners of some of our good companies or buying some of the companies that would better be run by the private sector and allow government to do what we must do. It is very instructive for me because I know very well that if we can unlock the potential in many of the companies, especially those that are trapped in government bureaucracy, allow them to flourish as private sector companies, they will employ more people, they will generate more resources, and they will pay more taxes. Yeah. I know that's a very important subject in Kenya nowadays. Governments can play, as I said, a crucial role by implementing favorable policies, regulatory frameworks, and infrastructure to facilitate the expansion and integration of our markets. Initiatives such as tax incentives, simplified regulation processes, and fostering financial literacy can significantly contribute to market growth. I would want to know from the Kenyan markets players what additionally they want us to do as government so that we can make it easier for them, agile, flexible, for them to do more in our capital markets. Furthermore, partnerships between governments and market participants, including exchanges and regulators, can lead to more effective market development. Supportive regulatory frameworks, investor protection, and innovative financing mechanisms are also essential for the sustainability of our capital markets. As we discussed today, vital themes and unlocking Africa's stock exchange potential for sustainable economic development, I encourage all stakeholders in our capital markets to collaborate, innovate, and adhere to the highest standards of ethics and responsibility. Our future, ladies and gentlemen, and the prosperity of our great continent depends on the health and vitality of our markets. Today, I have recognized 10 companies joining the unquoted security market segments of NSE, Nairobi Stock Exchange, also, or Nairobi Security Exchange, as I was told, also known as Soko Rahisi. This is a key development for the country, noting that the growth of our economies will be funded by these segments of our economy, with the MSME sector comprising 80% of our formal economy. My government will continue to support this key sector. I want to encourage companies to tap into the capital markets to power the growth of their companies and also our economy. In conclusion, let me express my utmost confidence in the future of African capital markets. With our collective determination and the dedication of all those present here today, we can build markets that are transparent, efficient, and impactful, capable of driving economic growth and fostering sustainable development. I wish you all a successful and productive conference, and I look forward to witnessing the positive change and progress that will undoubtedly emerge from the exchanges and discussions that will take place here. Thank you very much, and may our capital markets continue to be the engines of growth and prosperity for Africa. Unfortunately, I won't be here to take part in the round tables here and the other exchanges, but I look forward to another opportunity to engage with you. My very best wishes. Welcome to Kenya. Enjoy your time here, and please give us some positive results. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Your Excellency, sir, as you make your way down stage. Your Excellency, sir, we would like to invite you to witness a live trading. This way, sir. We'd love to invite you to witness a live cross-border trade between Dyer and Blair and BVRM. BVRM is an integrated stock exchange common to 8 West African countries. And Lina Tonui, who is the Africa Project Linkages Manager, will take you through it. You may please have your seats. The trade will be broadcasted on the screens in front of you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. You did speak about the African Exchanges Linkage Project, and we are glad to inform you that we